what's up?
How'd the podcast go?
The podcast is going great, man. I'll send you a link so you can check out what we're doing. We're having a good time over there. It's called Cut the Fluff, KTF. And so we did a couple shows, uploading them this weekend. And so we're feeling good about the start. And we're going to try to stay consistent with it, man. So how was the weekend, man? I know y'all made a lot of money out here.
It was good. I finally got my other truck up and going. So I have 3 now. And
Okay.
I'll be getting a 4th one here in a few weeks, even though I didn't want to get 4. But
What makes you get the 4th? Was it the one that you lost?
the one I lost, I had to buy a new one. Then my boy could fix it for $4,000. So I was just like, okay, I got a new one, so I'm back to 2. Then I'm like, I can get my other one back up. He said it'll be good, like guaranteed, like warranty for a year, I think a year and a half. So I was like, I have 4,000. Let me get another one. Let me just get that one going just in case.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I was gonna get a 26 footer. I was getting. So I'm still getting it. I just had to wait for him to get his title back.
Oh.
So I really wanted a 217s like I had in a 24 footer, but I still need my 24, so I got it. So I have 4 initially, but
okay. So what happened with the card, man? Well, you said Square.
Yeah, I'm done with Square, man. I don't care no more. It's too much money I done lost. Everyone got to pay Zelle, cash, Venmo, Apple Pay. It's just you got to pay like that now.
Yeah. What happened with the Square experience?
Just the 3rd time. First time I lost 500. Second time I lost 250. Now it's this time's 210.
The customers are just charging it back.
Yeah, kept the receipt. I showed them the receipt. Well, this time I don't know if they're gonna finally take it, but I kept the receipt. Got the text message. It's actually your customer.
Who?
Got Jessica. I'll send it to you. Got the receipt. Showed the messages between me and you. Got the invoice, like I said. It's just one of those customers.
What happened? What did Jessica say?
She didn't say nothing. She just that's why I said, because there's no communication. It's just dispute, get money back. Dispute.
Oh, so y'all went out there and moved her, took care of her without communicating to you about whatever might be on her mind. She just instantly disputed.
Yeah, she didn't have a lot of money though. I remember her personally.
Oh my gosh,
yeah,
man!
It was,
that's not fair.
I just sent you her info. This is a $200 job. Like, it was September 30th. I remember I did it personally.
Oh my gosh!
I even grabbed a free TV for her. She had like a TV that was old. I'm like, I can't put that in my truck. Like, put it in the car.
Man, that's sad that they're reaching out and they understand they can get their money back. See, some of these customers. That's why I always, for me, that's why I don't see, because I don't like these bigger companies, these merchant companies, because I always tell you, they don't protect you. They're not business friendly. They're customer friendly, because the customer never have to prove their case. So the customer can literally charge back your account and never provide evidence. And as soon as they do it, the money is moved. Whereas now your company is negative that amount of money, and now you have to figure out a way to run your business that day without that money. What if you had a small business and you needed that money for the next day? What if that was your truck rental money for your next job? You get what I'm saying? Because a lot of these guys reinvest the money now, and it's not just Square. It's Stripe does it. Pretty much any of these credit card processing companies, man, they're going to be customer first. Yeah, they don't care about you. You're not big enough, so they don't care about you, man. They're going to be customer first. And now you got customers. All right, so Jessica just out of the blue found out she could do it and did it. What happened with the other 2 customers?
The other two, this is a while ago, man. It was like 500 one time. Yeah. But so I just put it in my bid from now on. If I don't get those customers, I don't get those customers. It makes me feel better. Like 2% of probably 5 to 10%, not 2. You pay credit card. I'll tell them beforehand, get some cash. Get cash. No credit card, no debit card from now on. Like,
yeah, just tell them, look, here's, so when you email a confirmation to them, just make sure you have the payment types so that, and you don't even have to discuss it over the phone. The other thing is, you remember I did teach you to take reservation amounts too. So how do you take that?
Well, I don't mind taking, I rarely take reservation amounts through cards. Probably only like 5 since I started.
Yeah.
But I don't mind taking it through that, but I would let them know that the payment has to be through Zelle, Cash, Venmo, Cash App,
Yeah.
I don't feel like there'll be an issue as long as I let them know before. Because anyone can go pull cash out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I don't want to move someone who has no cash but only has credit because they don't have no money physically. So I don't want to move that kind of customer, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Like, one of my guys, one of my other guys, he got that I mentor in moving. He got screwed for, I want to say, about $2,500 on a chargeback, and it was through a card company also. So I don't like those card processing companies as much as I used to, because the customers have learned how to use them, and so now the customer can let you do $1,000 job, pay you, and then charge it back the next day, and have all their money back, especially if you're a moving service and you don't have all your stuff together. You don't have your paperwork. You're not taking pictures. Remember, I told you that pictures are a big deal.
I even had pictures, man.
Yeah.
I sent him a picture of me and you. I don't even know what to call that. The moving information, I guess, is what you call it.
No. Pictures of the home.
Yeah, I have pictures. Anyone who does credit card payments, I take pictures of, not many people do it, so I don't have a lot of pictures. But I took pictures of her address, took pictures of the truck.
Yeah. Well, you may get your money back with this one. Once you turn that in, you might have a chance with this one. But again, a lot of these customers, they become aware that they could do this, and a lot of them are desperate. Where they're just trying to get their money back no matter what. I've had it happen to me where it's months later, and I'm like, wait a minute, like how's this customer able to do this? Like 5 months later, you kidding me? Like, that money's never safe. I'm just holding it for them for 5-6 months essentially, and so. But now that you're aware, yeah, I would definitely stick with that, because I would, especially like high payments. No. You guys got to go get cash. You got to use an app. We'll sit here for 10 minutes if you need us to, but this is how we got to get paid. And that's huge, bro, because you lose money when a customer does that. And it's very seldom you can recoup that money. So in your email, just start putting that in there. Like, in spite of how you take the reservation amount, then go ahead and switch the email and put it in the email and say, like, at the end of your day, here's the type of payments that we take, and put it in there now, and make them review your email. Let them know in the phone call, hey, listen, we're going to send you a confirmation email. Go ahead, look it over. If everything's correct, reply yes. And now they've replied yes. And guess what? That means they read over it. Or you could even require an e-signature. And now it says that, hey, they did sign this paperwork. This is your signature. This is your e-signature. So we're in the building, right? So now you did sign this. We can't forward your signature. This is your signature. And now you know how we get paid. Well, I didn't know you guys didn't accept cards. Of course you did. We sent it to you in writing.
Right.
Yeah. Now,
right,
so what do you need to do? You need to go to a bank. We'll wait. We'll follow you to what do you need to do? There's an app. There's a this. There's a that. There's several apps. You don't even need a card anymore. There's so many apps.
Right. Yeah, and then I know it'll probably, like yesterday we did somebody for 525 and I had to use Square. She was like she's not gonna dispute it. Like she was her son. She was paying for her son. She's like 80 years old or something like that. But
yeah,
but that'd be the last Square. That'd be the last Square I take.
Yeah,
more than likely, it'd be the last Square I take. And you know, if it loses me, one out of every 40 customers, that's fine. Like
the reason it's fine is because if you do the work and lose the money on a dispute or a chargeback, you still did the work.
Right.
That's the hard part. It's like, wait a minute, I serviced you. Yeah. Now, if I lose the money because I don't do the job, I'm okay with that because we never went out there. I never serviced you. Right. And I didn't waste my time.
Yeah. But, yeah. And I was mainly hitting you up. I'm like, man, I wonder if you got his disputed, but I didn't know how your company works because, man, I got so much money coming in, going out. Yeah, sometimes I miss a dispute. The first one for 500, I missed it. I missed it. Yeah. Like I still wouldn't have got it though if I got it. Obviously, the way that they work, but I didn't even know it went out for 500 because I got so many. You know, I'm investing in so many different trucking companies and things like that. Like I get like, you know, I might get like not even including like my payments from customers. Yeah, I'm talking about I get like 6-7 different payments from other companies a week. So
you're gonna have $1 million company, man, in the next 18 months, no doubt.
I hope so I can get rid of.
No, you will, man. Hope ain't something you do in business. Business is about strategy. It ain't about how you feel. It ain't about hope. It ain't about any of that. You're doing the work to get that accomplished. So it ain't gonna matter, you know, whether you hope about it or not. That ain't gonna be a part of the equation. The only thing that's gonna matter is, did you do the work to put yourself in position to do that? And you obviously have. So you're gonna be one of my first students to hit $1 million quickly. You know, I'm talking about quickly, bro. You're talking about 18 months.
Yeah, and that's the plan, man. That's the plan. I gotta, you know, and I was telling my bankers, I'm even telling them it's not about the 200, but it's just about Chase. Y'all just taking it out of my account. Like I haven't been a customer for 14 years with y'all. Like,
y'all just inform me when the money's gone. Y'all don't reach out to me and say, hey, listen, before we send this money back to the customer, here's what we're going to do. We need both of you to turn in information or anything. That's why I say they don't protect you, because when the customer makes the dispute, the money's gone instantly. Whereas, and then they come to you and say, hey, you guys have to prove your case. Well, wait a minute. Why aren't they proving their case?
Right. And then I even told them, like, Chase, I'm a private member with y'all. Like, when I go to PNC and I go to my Wells Fargo, they call me at least. And I don't got nearly the amount of money in there that I had with y'all. Yeah. And I'm just telling them, like, this is crap. I was mad. Like, I'm like, man, do I need to move my money around and get away and get up out of y'all?
Yeah. Do you know the bank manager personally?
Me and him, we talk personally. Like he does. We check houses together for real estate. Like when I'm investing in a property or something like that, we go vote together at the bank. Like me and him are personal friends. Like I go vote with him. I did early voting with him last week.
Yeah. What did he tell you about the Square?
He was shocked. He was dealing with a high-end customer, much higher than me, so he couldn't really talk to me how he wanted to. But he was just like, he told him to call. Call because I didn't have my card or my ID or nothing. He was just like, he's a known customer. He's fine.
Yeah.
Because I woke up. curious, but yeah, we talked. We'll probably talk tonight and figure some stuff out.
Yeah, that's tough, man. Because as a business, where does our protection come from? Where does your protection come from? If the banks won't protect you, and they're protecting the customer. This person's not even a member of this bank, but yet they were able to get their money back instantly. Whereas now I have to jump through hoops just to secure back what I've already worked for.
Exactly.
So that's the tough part, man. So that's why I always encourage pictures, documentation, and things like that. Like whatever you can get your hands on to help your cause, because you just never know how a customer's gonna be. They may be fine and then change 4 months later, change their mind.
Yeah, I wonder how big companies like 2 Men in a Truck get it done. I don't know if they, because they're a bigger company, so it may be different for Square the way that this Square caters to them. I'm not sure.
Well, no company is like protected from not having it happen. All of these major companies have it. Amazon has it by the hundreds of thousands, I'm sure. But these companies are so big, even 2 Men in a Truck. This company's making $500 million a year. So if a customer charges back 1% of their claims, number one, it's not going to hurt their business at all. Number two, the merchant's not going to trip because this company makes them hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. So this company's an asset, whereas the small business, they don't necessarily look at them as an asset. Okay, you might bring us $30,000 a year on fees or whatnot, right? But you got us, you're high risk, because they may say to you, hey, if you get 10 disputes in a year, we're going to label you a high risk company and charge you more fees to process your payments. Whereas a company like Amazon, they'll get 100 claims in a day and not be mistreated, right? So again, it's the size of the company. So with these small, that's why I say it. These merchants don't favor small businesses. That's why I said it like that. They don't favor.
What do you classify as, in terms of making a year? What do you classify as a small business? In your opinion, I know there's probably like an exact dollar amount.
Yeah, obviously. I think the government classifies big business as 500 employees or more. Now, I would describe a big business or a non-small business as, number one, you've got to have a certain amount of revenue. So I would say 500,000 or more. And on top of that, and on top of that, and you're not going to be a major business, but you're not going to be a tiny business anymore. And on top of that, you got to have at least 12 people working for your company.
Okay.
At least 12 full-time employees in your company.
Got you.
Other than that, they're still going to look at you as a small business. Now, those are just my numbers. That's not necessarily how the banks and all that work. I'm just telling you, those are my numbers.
Yeah, and everyone is going to have an opinion, because I have my opinion on that too. I think if you take home, my numbers was 300,000.
Yeah.
You take home, like, after everything, and not just in total, like, but if I have like a smoke shop and I'm making over 300,000 in a year, and I have 7-8 employees, I would consider myself as a big business. But if you're just cutting hair and doing the eyelashes, and you make 60,000, because taking home 300,000 is a great deal. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, that's life changing money. Anything over 200,000 or really 180, you can really live the life you wanted. That's why I tell you, man, you get to $1 million and you start to work your way out of the company. You still own it, but not as active. You have people in place now to replace you at every level that you used to operate at. So every job you used to do, someone else does. Now that's going to include their salaries. That's why $1 million is good, is better. And you're going to see your net profit go down. That's fine, because the goal is to have the cash flow and the freedom. So you can keep the 300,000 and be working every day, or you could take the 200,000 and work one day a week. That's the difference. Now you're working 4 or 5 days out of the month. You investing, you're getting into real estate, you're doing whatever else, you're starting another business on the side. See, that's where the time comes in. The freedom. The time is the deal. You want freedom, because the money's good, but you can run out of money, you can make money, it comes and goes. The time you'll never get back. So if you work your ass off until you're 65, and then you're like, you know what, I got money, I'm going to go enjoy life. Well, time's working against you now. You're at the end of your life. Secondly, your health is probably deteriorated. And now the things you wanted to do, you can't do it no more. That's why I always keep that picture in mind. Like, man, the things I want to do, like I might want to go surfing. I might want to do this. I can't do that when I'm 70. I mean, some people can, but I'm just trying to be realistic, right? I want to do those things when I'm in my 30s, in my 40s, in my 50s. I need to be living and enjoying life, as opposed to working hard, trying to stack money, so that in the end, my health is used up. Now I got to use that money I worked hard for just to be healthy. And now your window to live is closing on you fast. So I feel like, hey, in your 20s and 30s, make as much money as you can. In your 40s and 50s, spend as much money as you can.
Right.
Enjoy your life. When you're 60 and 70, you're going to be taking 2-3 naps a day. You're not going to have the energy. It's just look at somebody who's that age.
Right, and I'm actually thankful that you kept pushing that, because I'm about to close on this. Should be closed by the 14th. The appraisal comes in on the 9th, but then we're gonna start like a 2.5 week renovation. Me and 2 guys, and I'm gonna be there. I want to learn how to do the all the little stuff when it comes to renovating. And I wouldn't have been able to do that back in the day. I would have just been obviously I'm going to be on the truck a little bit, but because I'm paying them daily, so I need to try to get extra money going in. But I'm going to, be doing most of that with them. Out of the 14 days, I want to work like 10 days with them.
Yeah.
And then, I'll be able to still have my trucks moving and everything going good. So,
and there's nothing wrong with that but if you want to get out there because you still can do it and you enjoy some semblance of it, or you're not comfortable just turning your company over to guys yet, that's fine. But again, the mindset is everything. So even if you feel like you need a little extra money, don't jump on the truck for that reason. The only reason you're going to be on the truck is if you have to be out there to watch your guys or to train your guys. It's the only reason to be out there is to build your future company. Like you're out there training your guys, teaching your guys, so you're out there. And then one day you're going to have a training process implemented where you're not even doing that no more. But the only reason to be out there is if not to make money. That's what I'm trying to teach you. So share with you. Don't be out there to make money. Even if you spend money, you're like, man, I'll go out there and make a little money. Don't worry about that. Always be a CEO. So from this day forward, your mindset is that of a CEO. So for instance, when Jeff Bezos was growing Amazon, he never got on a truck. That's interesting. His company was always in debt. Why would he not get on a truck? Right? That's what the average person would say. Why would he not get on the truck? He can save some money, right? Because Jeff Bezos was never an employee. He built the company from the perspective or the idea of a CEO from day one. Right? So he was a business owner all the time. The whole time he was a business owner. That's like dating a girl And 6 months in, she's out of there. And you're like, damn, what happened? I'll tell you what happened. You treated her like a girlfriend. You couldn't see it. She was a wife the whole time, but you thought she was a girlfriend. You thought you could just pick her up, wine her and dine her, and smash and send her on her way and copy repeat. But you didn't realize that you should have had a ring on her. You should have had her at the altar. She was ready to have your family and nurture your home. She was a wife the whole time, but you couldn't see it. You mistaked her for a girlfriend, and now she's gone. And that's same thing gonna happen in business. If you don't switch your mindset to CEO mode, you'll always be willing to get back into business. How am I gonna grow you? You keep getting back in diapers. And I'm trying to get you potty trained and get you off on your own. But every time I look up, you slipping back into some diapers and pull-ups. Because you don't want to go to the bathroom. So you like, I'm gonna just revert back to what I know. No, don't revert back to what you know. You're not in a position where you must have the few dollars. What's a few dollars gonna do for you? You going off of your dreams, your vision. There ain't nothing they can pay you out there right now.
100%.
There's nothing. You're going to miss opportunity. It's just going to cost you opportunity. I told you how I learned this lesson, man. I jumped on a truck years ago and tried to save about $50 or $60 from paying an extra guide. And I lost a job that would have been at least $500 because I couldn't answer the phone because I was on the job. I lost.
Wait, say that again?
Years ago, I was when I had first started my company, and I had a job going out. I didn't have trucks or anything. I was like, man, I could hire a guy and pay him about $50, $60 to do this, or I could go do it myself and save that $50, $60. So how much was my focus on? $50 or $60, right?
Right.
So I jumped on the truck. When did the job? During the job, my phone, because phones get hot in your pocket or they get wet. And so, and this is in Louisiana where it's very humid. So I put the phone in the garage because we're walking in and out of the garage by the truck. So I put the phone in the garage and the phone's ringing. I can't get to it because I'm in the middle of something with the customer in the house. So I go out. I finally get a chance to get to the phone. And the lady left a voicemail. I'm like, all right, let me call her right back. It's been like 5 minutes. I call her back. She say, oh, I'm sorry. I found somebody. I'm like, okay, if you don't mind me asking, tell me some details about the job. And she was nice, and she did. And she had like a 2-bedroom going from one place to the other. So I'm like, man, all right, a 2-bedroom, the way we do it, that's probably 4 or 5 hours. 4 hours minimum for us back then was like 5 something. And I was like, all right, that would have been at least a $500 job. Could have been 6 or 7. And she was like, I was like, well, you mind if I make a counter proposal? She was like, no, I already committed to them, so I'll just go with them. But thanks for calling me back. And that lesson changed my life forever. That my focus was on the wrong thing. I was focused on what was going out and not on what was going to come in. I was focused. I had a what I call the mindset of lack. And it's a poor mindset. I was focused on what I was going to lose if I sent one guy out, but I never thought about what I was going to make if I was able to answer the phones. And because I missed that phone call, I lost $500 that day, and I learned my lesson. Never do that again. Always be available. Always be available. You'll make more money being available answering your phone than you would. So I saved $60, lost $500.
Right.
That's a lesson I'm trying to share with you, where you can be like, well, I'm gonna go get on a truck. No. You're a business owner. Establish that mentally. You don't ever have to get on a truck again unless you're just going to teach these guys something. And I would never be on a truck ever because I would just show up and teach them.
Right, in your car. Right.
Man, I would bring guys into my own house and train them. Be like, hey, we're gonna wrap everything in my house and get it moved. And they'll wrap, load, and unload my house. I used to do that in Louisiana. That's how I train guys. It's like, man, if we don't have work, I'll pay guys $10, $15 an hour. That's what it was back then, to come to my house, my apartment, and we're going to wrap this whole apartment, load it into the truck, and then unload it back into the same apartment. And that was training. That's what I did, man. And so, but you guys, man, you have to think like a CEO. Remember, never get out of that mindset. Now that you're a CEO, that's all you ever can be. Now you're a husband. I don't need you to ever think about being a boyfriend again. You get what I'm saying? Wives don't ever think about being girlfriends. When you date them, you on the clock. If you play around, they gone. Because they're not interested in being girlfriends. And so you can't be interested in being an employee. You got to be the CEO. My question to you is, if you're not the CEO, who the hell is?
No, that's a fact.
Right. If you're not going to be there to grow your company, who's going to grow it? Every time you get on the truck, I can't multiply you. So, damn, you can't be in two places at once. I need you in a place where you can oversee the whole company. And so that's how you got to think. Never think about getting on the truck to recoup a few dollars. Never do that. You don't need to. You're in a position now where you're talking about $1 million. You can't be on that truck and make $1 million.
Yeah, no, impossible. I was just telling them, I just moved like a $2 million house yesterday. My boys is working with me. He fucked up some money, so I let him come work. You know, I'm like, yo, you can always come work with me. Always.
Yeah.
He used to have a moving company. His truck broke down. He didn't have the money, like you said. It's down here. He got to buy a new truck. He got to save up. It's been like a year. He was like, damn, I want to get a house like this. I got to go to work more. Because he works at a club. Yeah. So after he made like $250 with me yesterday. Then he went to the club and he does the door. So he probably made another $150. He was at $400 a day plus his hourly at the club, not including the tips.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, you can't. Once he said it, he was like, I got to get a house like this. I got to go to work tonight. I'm like, bro, nobody going to work tonight is living in a house like this.
At all.
Like, you cannot go to that. And I didn't mean, and I corrected myself when I told him that. I'm like, it's good that you want to work hard. Don't be a bum, but you eventually got to work super hard, and then eventually you got to work super smart.
Yeah,
like,
but remember I shared that with you, though, a while back. I said, it's not for you and what you're trying to accomplish. It's not going to be about working hard. That doesn't guarantee success. All that guarantees is you're going to be tired. That it's not about working smarter, because you can work as smart as possible. You may not have the resource or the tools that is needed to get you to where you need to be. So you can work smart all day, but if you don't have at minimum 3 trucks, you're never going to be $1 million business. No matter what, no matter how hard you work, no matter how smart you work, you don't have the resources or the tools to help you accomplish that. Now, if I come in and tell you, hey, but how about this? Instead of working harder and working smarter, how about work higher? Work to a higher level, because you got the low level, which is doing the work, right? These people make the least amount of money, the doers. If you go to a hotel, who's doing all the work? The housekeeping. Who's the lowest paid there? It's the keepers, right? These are the lower. So these are the ones that do the work. You don't want to be in this position. You want to have people to do the work. Then the other thing is managers. Managers make decent sometimes. But even as a manager, you're capped off. But you don't want to be a manager. You want to have somebody that's managing and putting your teams together for you, overseeing them for you, right? And then you got communicators. Communicators make a lot of money. These are your TV actors, your singers, people that use their mouths to make money, your speakers and whatnot. And they make good money. But the top of the line is I call them the dreamers, those with the big visions. They make the most money because ideas make the most money. Walt Disney World was an idea that became a reality, right? So people with vision make the most money. Facebook was a vision one day. Amazon was a vision. That's where your $1 billion corporations are. That's where your $1 billion people are. They're not at the low level. That's why I say you don't have to work smarter, just work higher. If you're not making enough money, you're on the lower level. You need to go up to the next level, catch the elevator from doing all the work to manager. and then catch the manager elevator up to not doing all the work, not managing, but you could catch the manager elevator up to where the bigger company, some of the bigger companies are, where you're communicating. And you might become a salesperson, or you might become a traveling speaker who teach people about the moving business. They might pay you $5,000 to speak for an hour. And then beyond that, you become a dreamer and say, here's what I want my company to look like. And now you're on the path to creating a multi-million-dollar company that pays you, a couple million a year to not even be involved. That's where you want to be. So that's why I say just work higher, get to a higher level. If you don't have to work smart, you don't have to work hard. Get to a higher level. What level are you working on? That's going to determine how much money you make. So that's where you want to be, man. So how busy are y'all today, man? Y'all got work out there or what?
They have one job, man. It's just like they're moving an engine right now, like a truck engine. No, like I don't know what kind of engine it is. It's a big engine, though. That's all they had today. And then tomorrow we got 3 jobs. So hopefully this week's been